Hi everyone, I'm SoftSeaside and welcome to this new video. Happy Pride Month! I don't have a Pride speed painting prepared, but the characters I draw today are not straight, so it's fine. Before we start, thank you guys so much for hitting over 100 subscribers. It's only been a bit more than a month since I started posting YouTube videos and I can't believe it, oh my god. Thank you so much for all your support. I also want to thank you so much for all the views on my video where I talk about my old webcomic. It's super important and personal to me, so I'm super grateful. Really, I can't believe it. I'm super thankful and I don't know what to say, so just let's start the video. Thank you. Today we want to talk about this spicy Dungeons and Dragons drawing I drew from a friend. It's her D&D character Maya and her mentor Gleam, a fire genasi NPC, and the keeper of the inn we're currently residing in. The reason I wanted to make a voiceover video of this drawing is that in this one I actively used art tips that I always see but never use. So this joke, low-key, embarrassing drawing is actually one of the best drawings I ever made in regards to technique. I am not sure how to feel about that, but it's definitely worth looking at the art process, so let's dive in. Just a few words about the motive and idea. My friend's character, Maya, is a Firbolg Fighter who's very strong, flirts a lot, but is also very kind. She's the mom of the group. Lately, Maya realized her connection to nature and multi-class as a druid, but is a bit lost with this new kind of magic. The cryptic talk of the druids that she has crossed paths with has not been really helpful either. The second act of our campaign is set in Waterdeep, and we're currently staying in an inn whose innkeeper is Gleam, the fire genasi you're seeing right now. Maya immediately has some interest in him, and he does too, but not in the way Maya would want to. He's also a druid. He actually used to be a human, but in the search for more power, things happened and his body transformed to a fire genasi. To help Maya avoid the same fate, he helped her developing her druid powers and wants to try mentoring her. I don't want to say that she constantly tries to flirt with him and tries to get his attention by buying him a very expensive bracelet worth of 200 gold, but that's exactly what I'm saying. And with no success yet. So our D&D friend group decided to gift our friend a little print for her birthday to satisfy Maya's deepest desires. Okay, let's talk about the art. Lately I want to improve my art more efficiently, so for this drawing I actively used some art advices that I osmosis-like learned over years but don't actively remember and or use. First things first, I've searched up a reference, something that I always forget. I don't want to show you my reference, it's bad, oh my god. But I could really tell how much it helped me during this post. It would have probably been better using multiple references. I'm currently working on improving my anatomy, and therefore I try to apply the things I learned in my anatomy studies. Fun fact, this drawing is for the same friend that I meet up with for our weekly drawing study sessions. Over the last weeks I've studied drawing heads in different angles, learned about the clavicles and the muscles attached to them, and because of that it was easier for me to use the reference more efficiently because I better understood how the body was structured. For example, I remembered that the eyes look different from another angle, a bit like a triangle, or that the jawline is not always super sharp, but this is more of a stylistic choice, I guess. Even if it was not a lot yet, my anatomy studies are already paying off, so practice is good. Another thing I did was trying to blur the sketch. That is an art tip that I mentioned in my first speed paint. The first time I heard from this tip was from Lavender Town. You draw the sketch and then you use Gaussian blur to blur the sketch. By doing that, you don't draw your line art by simply tracing your sketch, and you have more freedom with your line art, so it's not too stiff. I'm not sure if it really helped me to make my line art more loose, since I mostly line loosely, but I had fun trying it out. Having a blurry sketch ironically made the sketch a bit more clear and understandable for me, but you really have to get used to this technique. For the line art, I try to vary my line weight, thinner lines for details, thicker lines for borders, overlapping, shadows, contour. I like to create texture by making some little tiny lines to suggest form, and I hatch the shadows in the corners. This time I used thicker lines in general. I actually prefer them over thin line art, but some years ago someone said how thinner lines help you improve your art and are better in general, and since then the belief that thin line art is better and more competent than thick lines is stuck in my head. I don't know why I keep holding on to this belief. Maybe I should just use thicker lines again. What did you prefer in art, thicker or thinner line? I was once again proven of how helpful reference are when I was drawing Maya's arm. I really like how the cloth wraps around her very nice biceps. My friend was very impressed about how the arm looked, so I'm glad that the extra effort was worth it. If you've seen my other speed paints, you know that I struggle a lot with colors. Usually I just use the colors from the reference sheets with no regards to lighting, hues or saturation, and then I choose the shadow colors individually or use blender modes. Since I haven't studied color theory properly yet, my colors are always my weakest point, in my opinion at least. For once in my life, I decided to create a color palette first by actually using color theory. I created an analogous color scheme. I obviously wanted warm colors because it's hot in here. Another thing I did with the coloring is to make a little color sketch to see where the colors are roughly placed. I don't normally do that, but it was really helpful. It was really fun to work with some limited colors. Maya's fur is actually blue, her hair is white silver, and her armor is brown. So it was really cool to figure out which colors to use instead. I used yellow for the light and for Gleam's eyes to make them pop out more. You don't understand how proud I am of this color palette. For the shadows, I used the multiply layer. I tried doing cell shading, and then I adjust the shadows with an airbrush and a sharp eraser to create soft and hard shadows. I think it turned out really nice. I still haven't checked out how to exactly using bouncing light, but I gave the shadows a lighter color on the opposite side to simulate reflected light. I think it turned out pretty good. I really enjoyed drawing Gleam's hair like that. I think it's kind of funny that his hair is the drawing's light source. I'm really proud that I didn't use any blender modes in this drawing except for multiply. It's not a bad thing at all, but it's nice to not need them. I wonder if this is the kind of style I should go with for my webcomic. I will need to improve on my cel shading though. Please notice the little details I added, like giving Maya some fire resistant gloves and the smoke coming from wherever Gleam's touching her. I also gave Gleam some piercings because my friend likes them. I drew the bracelet Maya bought for Gleam and I used green for the gems to have some complementary colors. Now adding some finishing touches, added some light petals flying around and I colored the line art and the inside, leaving the contour black to make the two pop out more, and yeah. And here's the finished drawing. Seriously, I think this is one of the best drawings I ever made in regards to technique, and it didn't even took me so long. Obviously, I put in a bit of extra effort because it was a birthday present. My friend is a great person who's very important to me and helped me with a lot, so I tried extra hard. She was very happy about the drawing, and when she's happy, I'm happy. I'm proud of myself. I really have to listen to the art tips that I always save but then never look at. Many years ago I watched a video about art tips which was very eye-opening to me. Unfortunately I can't find it anymore, but the tip was to immediately try out the tutorials you found instead of just looking and watching it, and I want to remember that. Of course there are some things I could improve in this drawing, for example a fitting background or improving my anatomy, also maybe trying to draw some legs. But I really like how this turned out. That's it for now. What do you think about the drawing? Once again, I would love to hear your opinions, your critique, and your tips regarding this drawing. Please just be respectful when commenting. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching this. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like or subscribing to see more. See you in the next video. Bye!